Our Hambletonian contenders roll on as we get closer to Saturday's final. Trainer Noel Daley talks with us about his colt Sig Sauer in the Hambletonian and his 3 fillies led by Around, Paulina Hanover, and Miss Isla in the Oaks. Can Daley capture his second Hambletonian? Could we see a Hambletonian Daley double? Thank you so much for letting us catch up with you this week. We know it's busy and it's Hambletonian week, always an exciting time.
Yeah, no, well, you want to be busy this week. If you're not busy this week, well, you haven't had a good year.
The last time we caught up with you was back in April. We were here for the top contenders, and of course you have 2 of them that are still contenders going into this weekend. Let's start with Sig Sauer, named after the gun company, right?
Yeah.
As we figured out. You know, this colt, you said last year he was a nice colt, kind of got a little sore there towards the end of the year. He's come back here, very lightly raced throughout his life. Take us through the last month or so, how he's been doing, and he got that big win in the Stanley Dancer.
Yeah, he came back really well. Like, we stopped last year, he won the first 4, and he come back, he qualified all right, and then he was just touching an elbow. His first start, you know, we knew he was a little short, and he just drove him off the pace. Second start, when he came out and won, I didn't think he was that forward. First time we put earplugs on him, and he pulled them at the top of the lane. He said he went forward, and halfway down the lane, it looked like Carl wasn't having a great night. You know, I thought we had him, but I didn't think we had Arky's horse. And then Andy said it was the first time he'd sort of ever really nailed him. He just gave him one shot, and he dropped his rear and went forward again. You know, so they were 2 good signs that he went forward when he was asked to.
And one thing about it, Noel, you're kind of going on about him, but here's the thing: he's a bit of a handful, this colt.
Yeah, he's a major pain, but he, but he's smart. The times we've taken him to the races, he's been surprisingly good. Here he's a bit of a terrorist, you know, so we've got to watch what you do with him, and we ship him to a little farm down the road to turn him out, you know, a few days a week too. We've got to be careful, and then we've got to go up to detention. He's going to have the whole trailer because my fillies are the detention ones, so he won't go with them. When I ship him to the farm, he'll go with Albano. He doesn't mind him, but he's got to have like 4 spaces. Albano has 1. But at least he's worth it. You know, I said all along, I said to Charles Crawford there the one time, I said, if he's half as good as he thinks he is, he said, I'm in good shape, and fortunately he is.
Let's go to the elimination last week, 3rd. What were Andy's thoughts?
Good. He just sort of switched off on the home turn there, which he can't afford to do. I knew Carl warmed up, went past me warming up, and that was the best I'd seen him. So I said to Andy, Carl's very good tonight. So all we were worried about was getting in. Happy the last 50 again. He put in and wanted to chase him down. Same deal, you know. I think if Carl's the horse to beat, but he's not unbeatable. They can't let Yannick make one of his quarter pole moves in the 32nd second quarter. That, you know, I'll just be telling Andy, no matter where you are, if he gets to the front, you've got to come. It's just, you know.
We're out to race.
We're out to race.
We got $1 million on the line, right?
Yeah, you know. So, you know, he's the one to beat Carl, but I think there's a handful of horses in there that can get it done.
Of course, the draw on Tuesday, post 8. That wasn't what we wanted, right?
It was better than 9 or 10,
yeah.
But that was about all I could say about it. Not the greatest, but you know, it is what it is. We deal with it.
Well, you know, and think about Sig Sauer, and then of course we go back 2011 when you won it with Broadbond. Now, how did you feel about Broadbond going into the week to hear how you feel about Sig Sauer?
Yeah, different horses. Like, this horse is a lot better horse than Broadbond ever was, but and I'm not an overly confident person going to the races. I genuinely thought that Broadband would win that race. Everything went right for him from the rail, which is often not the best place at the Meadowlands, but I knew that he could step out of there. I was very confident he could win that race, and he was probably the 5th best colt of his year, but everything went right, you know, and he got the job done.
Sig Sauer, how do you feel?
Well, this horse is a better horse than Broadband, but, you know, you got to be calm. And I don't know if we've seen the best of him yet. I'm undecided what I'm doing with him shoe-wise or whatever. I don't know if I'll pull him or not, but, you know, he's been very genuine coming back, so, you know, he's got a good shot.
Let's move on to the fillies. Of course, Around, Miss Isla, and Paulina Hanover. Around, I think, is the best filly of the 3. Tell us a little bit about her. She had, of course, the 2-year-old trotting filly of the year.
Yeah, she's just had a few little issues there. I had to scratch her from the final of the sire stakes there. She was sick. She was off 42 days. When she came back and won, she was great. You know, she's the best skated trotter I've ever had anything to do with. And my intention all along has been Hambo Daley would pull her shoes. I think she'll jump out of the ground without shoes on. Just a matter of she's healthy. If she's healthy, you know, they've all got someone to beat there. You know, she's going to be the one.
And as far as the other two, Miss Isla and Paulina Hanover, I think Paulina Hanover, Miss Isla is just a nice, consistent filly, loves to do her work. Paulina Hanover, probably of the three, is probably the least of the three. She needed the best post position, and of course she got the worst.
And she actually surprised me the most last week. So I already went to the well with them. I figured I needed to pull their shoes to get them into the final, and they'll go without shoes again. Paulina was actually great. Dave tried to time the gate and leave with her, which was fine. She had to take a shot. She put in a step, which she ended up getting herself parked and at the rear of the field, so he had to drag her back. And I just thought, well, that's it. You know, she needed everything to go right. And she actually rattled up. She was really, that was probably the best she'd been for me all year. So, you know, her mother won it as probably the 5th best in her race, you know, and hopefully Paulina can, you know, we're going to have to drive her to be lucky. I'm not telling Timmy. Timmy's driving this week. Dave got off for the red filly, obviously, but we're just going to have to get lucky with her, and whatever he does, you know. I think there'll be a lot of action in that race.
No, I think one thing we've learned from talking to you today, there's a lot that goes through your brain, a lot that goes through, especially with a week like this and having four big contenders going into a day like Saturday.
Yeah, it'll be a good day, you know. Once we, well, hopefully it'll be a good day, but once we're there and settled in, you know, I think it's up to them to have a good day.
Noel, thank you so much and best of luck.
Okay, thanks.